Assalamu alaikum class 9. Welcome in the third week of Google Classroom. This is me, Miss Mariam. Student, today we are going to start new chapter, and this chapter is chapter number 11, parallelograms and triangle. And this chapter is from the second section of this book, and the second section of this book is descriptive geometry. Descriptive geometry is the branch of the geometry which allows the representation of three-dimensional objects in two-dimensional objects by using a specific set of procedures. And in this chapter you learn these specific sets of procedures. The resulting techniques are important for engineering, architectures, designs, and in art. Student, there are 5 theorems that discuss in this chapter, but today we only practice first 3 theorems on parallelogram and triangle, and also we will apply these theorems in different questions. Student, first we discuss the first theorem of this chapter that is on the page number 199, and the theorem is, in a parallelogram opposite sides are parallel. Look at the first diagram of this chapter. In the first diagram, in parallelogram EFGH, the side EH is parallel to FG, and same the side EF is parallel to HG. Next property is opposite sides are congruent. It's mean the measurement of the sides of the opposites in parallelogram, their values are same. Third property is opposite angles are congruent. Look at the third diagram of this page. First of all, student learn which angles are opposite to each other in parallelogram. In parallelogram EFGH, angle E is opposite to angle G, and angle H is opposite to angle F. And according to the property of the parallelogram, the opposite angles are congruent. It's mean the opposite angles degrees will be same. Next property is consecutive angles are supplementary. Consecutive angles mean the angles that are lying on the same line of the parallelogram, their sum will be equal to 180. Look at the fourth diagram of this page. In parallelogram, E and F angles are on the same line of the parallelogram. When we add them, their answer will be equal to 180. Apply the same rule on all the other sides. Last property is diagonals are bisect to each other. In the fifth diagram of this page, in parallelogram EFGH, the diagonals are HF is the first diagonal, EG is the second diagonal, and they bisect each other, mean they cut these lines into two equal parts. Student, now we are going to apply these properties that you learn in the first theorem in exercise 11.1. First question is, one angle of the parallelogram is 130. Find the measure of remaining angle. First of all, student, draw the parallelogram ABCD. Write 130 degree angle at any vertex. We write it at vertex B. So in parallelogram, angle B is equal to 130. By applying the property of the parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So opposite angle of B is D. So value of angle B and angle D will be same. So by applying this property, you get the answer of angle D, that will be equal to 130. Now we have two angles of parallelogram. Now student, apply the next property of the parallelogram, that is consecutive angles are supplementary. It's mean the angles that lie on the same line will be equal to, sum will be equal to 180. You can as you can see in the diagram, angle A and B are supplementary angle because they are on the same line. So we will add angle A and angle B, that will be equal to 180. Now put the value of angle B. Now properties apply. As you know that plus sign will be changed into negative when we shift it from left to right hand side. Now 180 minus 130, so angle A is equal to 50. Now student, again apply the property opposite angles are equal. Now what angle is opposite to angle A? Angle C is opposite to angle A. So angle A is equal to degree 50. So angle C also will be equal to 50 degree. Now move toward the next question. Question number 2 is little bit tricky. One exterior angle of the formed one produced one side of the parallelogram is 40 degree. Find the measure of the interior angle. First of all, draw the diagram. ABCD is a parallelogram. Side BA is produced towards A, and at the produced side draw the degree 40 degree angle at the exterior side of the parallelogram. Student, you know the adjacent angle property, that the adjacent angle sum will be equal to 180. Student, look at the diagram. 40 degree is the exterior angle of the parallelogram and the interior angle of the parallelogram is angle A. Now by applying the adjacent angle property, 40 plus interior angle of parallelogram A will be equal to 180. Now shift 40 from left hand side to right hand side. 180 minus 40 and your answer will be 140. So the interior angle of the parallelogram angle A is equal to 140. Okay, now you know that student, angle C is opposite to angle A. So angle A is 140. So angle C also equal to 140. Now we have two angles of parallelogram. Now apply the next property of the parallelogram, that consecutive angles are supplementary. Angle A and angle B are consecutive angles of the parallelogram. So angle A plus angle B is equal to 180. Now angle A value is 140. Shift 140 from left hand side to right hand side. 140 minus 180 minus 140, you get the answer 40. So the answer of angle B is 40 degree and D is opposite to B, so the answer of angle D is also 40 degree. Now by applying these rules of angle in parallelogram, we get the answer of all interior angle of parallelogram. Now we discuss the second theorem of this chapter, that is, if two opposite sides of quadrilateral are congruent and parallel, it is a parallelogram. Student, look at the diagram. ABCD is a shape, is a quadrilateral. Now check that the measurement of AD side and BD side are same, so they are congruent to each other. So first property applied, they both opposite sides are congruent. Now they are also parallel to each other. Now the definition applies, so this quadrilateral is a parallelogram. This is also a definition of parallelogram.